Right, hello everybody. A very, very warm welcome to you all. We're so proud today to officially launch Women in Sectional Title. I think all of the steering committee are just bursting. I didn't sleep very well last night because I think this is something which is really going to add a lot of value to our industry. There's no doubt that women need to stand up and take their rightful place on the property stage. We've got so many talented women in the community scheme environment. So we've got owners, we've got tenants, then their portfolio managers in managing agencies, and admin staff within the managing agencies who are involved. We've got developers, and of course estate agents in sectional title. And if you had to look at who subscribed to this webinar today, you've got a lot of managing agents, and I think portfolio managers are really in need of assistance and support, and that's really what we aim to look at doing. So women need to unapologetically revel in their ambition to succeed. Like anything in life, the more support we give each other, the better. And Women in Sectional Title is going to provide a platform to educate, to network, to grow, to share, and hopefully to also laugh a lot together, because we all know that things can be very tough in this industry as well. We've got a lot of, if you're a managing agent, you don't have one person to deal with. You've got 150 people maybe in a complex who are on your case. If you're a chairperson, you've got all this pressure. I'm very glad to see that we've got one or two chair ladies who've joined us today. It's all very well to work in this wonderful property space and to have a great work ethic. But as women, we need to work on our worth ethic. That's W-O-R-T-H, worth ethic. I think self-regard is a serious superpower, and we need to help each other by reaching deep down inside to turn up that dial button on self-confidence. When women talk about exerting power and flexing their collective might by coming together, most often it's seen as gaining power at the expense of men. That's obviously not so. At the outset, I want to point out that men who support the aims and goals of Women in Sectional Title are absolutely most welcome, as are non-binary, transsexual people, whoever it has got our goals in mind and at top of mind is welcome to join. It's not an exclusionary organization. We're at a real turning point in the world today. I think we all realize that. I mean, look at the sweeping power of the Me Too movement, where you've got this astounding upwelling of emboldened, infuriated women saying time is up for up to sexual harassment and assault. There are strong reasons for optimism. I mean, we live in a time where women can become a 4-star general or an Oscar-winning film director or a Fortune 500 CEO. Women have led almost 1/3 of the world's countries. We just have to look at the Prime Minister of New Zealand, Jacinda Ardern, for inspiration. So the only country that banned women from driving, Saudi Arabia, has finally allowed it. So at this time in history, how do we expect this forum to assist women in sectional title, in their personal growth and development? Well, I think the first thing is education. So what we plan to do on this forum, and I'd like to formally announce our website, which launched today now at 11 o'clock. It's www.womeninsectionaltitle.co.za. If you'd like to go and have a look. Still in its fledgling stages, and obviously we've got to populate it with a lot of interesting information. But we do plan to put together a blog. Can be tongue-in-cheek, can be serious. It's not all about serious education on sectional title and pets and pests and things like that. It's also going to be about women's issues, about things like, are you coping during COVID? What about harassment in the workplace, health, anything to do with women's issues that are top of mind and dynamic and global, we're going to put onto that blog. We need to not only educate, but ourselves be educated. So we need you. We need you to send us what you think is interesting. I need you to to tell me what is at top of mind, what's interesting for you, and you can directly email us on those type of things. It's about embracing all issues for all women in sectional title. And if we find later that it's not viable, that we only need to focus on one area of women in sectional title, we'll do that. But this is a really an organic, growing thing. If you want to be more involved, you're welcome to do that. The other thing we're looking at doing are a lot of exciting networking events. And of course, for networking events, we need a bit of cash. So sponsorships, we're going to start looking for. But for example, one of the ones that I'm looking into is with a lady by the name of Kim Potgieter, who runs a whole blog and website called Finance for Females. And I think, again, it's important for owners in sectional title to understand their investment and to spring clean their finances. And perhaps that's one of our next networking events that we're going to plan. I also see a lot of women on top of a building having cocktails. I think that's a really nice thing. So maybe our Catonians can organize something like that, and maybe we all just fly down once everything's a little bit more relaxed, and we can get together and have a laugh or two. On a more serious note, I feel very strongly about supporting vulnerable women who live in sectional title complexes, who may feel, perhaps single women, who may feel bullied or intimidated by living in complexes. And I've had a number of calls over the last few months with even yesterday, as close as yesterday, a woman phoned me and said her patio is leaking, water is just coming in, the male trustees have just sort of ganged up against her, and they say that it's exclusive use area where we found for her it's actually common property, and we need to get stuck in there, we need to assist. So hopefully my legal colleagues as well, who I want on this site, I need lawyers as well, to perhaps we work on a rotational basis and do some pro bono work for women who find themselves in situations where they don't have finance and they are feeling backed up into a corner. I think that's really important. So legal support would be first prize. What about students who want to become property lawyers? Portfolio managers who might want to do the course at Tuckies being offered now for sectional title management. Love to get them bursaries, things like that, just to promote women in sectional title. And transformation in this white-dominated arena is now crucial. I give talks to managing agents around the country, and still in 2020, there are only a few black faces in management positions that I notice when I'm speaking into an audience. I'd also like to see more women owning managing agency companies. On our steering committee, we have two very powerful ladies who own their own businesses, and I see there's certain managing agents who've registered for this who are also involved in owning their own companies. We have to have more of that. So power has its own language. Captains are powerful, titans are powerful, pace setters are powerful, ringleaders are powerful. Now, when you heard that, when you heard me say that, what popped into your mind? Did an image of a man or a woman pop into your mind? If an image of a woman popped into your mind, then well done, and take a bow, because hopefully that outlook is quite contagious. If a man popped into your mind, well then, thanks for being honest, and I think we've got a lot of work to do to change perceptions and to change outcomes for women, particularly in sectional title.